Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. It is 7 o'clock Central Time, so that must mean it's time to go live and time to talk about data visualization. I hope you all are doing exquisitely well. We're going to give it a couple seconds for some people to hop on. So if you're on, I'm streaming to LinkedIn and I'm streaming to where else am I streaming? I'm streaming on YouTube as well. So hopefully I'll see you guys there soon. I'm really excited to be talking to you about this. This I've been like waiting all week for. So I'm very excited to be talking about it. I'm just getting some stuff pulled up here, making sure that we're all ready to go and making sure that I can see your guys' comments. So if you're on and you're watching right now, go ahead and post in the chat. Tell me where you're from, where you're listening from, and maybe what time it is. So I can start. I can't post comments, but I can talk. So um, I am in Houston, Texas right now, and it is 7:02. And yeah, excited to get going. All right. We got Samya. Happy to be here. Samya, I'm happy you're here too. Thanks for being on. If you guys have any issues, if you guys can't hear me or if my audio is too soft, once again, throw it in the comments so I can check it out. Let me see here. All right, perfect. Nice. We got Derek in H-Town. What's up, Derek? We got Bridger in Houston, also in Houston. Hey, Bridger, how you doing? We got a Yish. Hey, Avery. Hey, Yish. He helped me, guys, with this project. I'll talk about him a little bit and how he helped me. We got Michael. He's in H-Town. We got Tenku. Morning from Singapore, 9 a.m. That is crazy. From the other side of the world. Thanks for making time to hop on, uh, Tenku. We got Devandra from Toronto, Canada, 8:03. Love Canada. That's sweet. We got Janelle from Michigan, currently 8 p.m. Hey, Michigan ain't bad. I like Michigan. We got Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Good to see you again. Glad you can make it. And we got Ethan, looks like. Hey, yo. I think Ethan's in Rexburg. So awesome. Super stoked to be started. If you guys are just hopping on, go ahead and throw it in the chat where you're from, what time it is. Love to put your little comment up here in the top left corner. We got Sis from Indonesia. We got Renat from Philadelphia. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm really excited to be talking today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about data visualization and specifically my last year studying data visualization because I spent all of 2020 really focusing on data visualization. So if you've never heard of data visualization before, what it is basically displaying data visually for the eye to capture. So data is often like in table form, and that's sometimes hard for a human to understand. But if you put data in a table, or sorry, a graph or a chart, it becomes easier for humans to digest. And you can do that in a really creative way that makes it really beautiful and makes it easy for people to understand your points. And so I set out in 2020 to study data visualization from scratch by just studying one data viz a day. So every day I would find a random data visualization from the web and I would study it. I'd look at it. I tried to understand what story it was trying to tell. I tried to understand what techniques it used in the graph, and then I would post it to my Instagram. So if you haven't checked out my Instagram, let me make a quick little banner for that so you guys can see that. But my Instagram is verydata underscore 365. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and check that real fast. I'll show that right there. All right, go follow me on Instagram. That is my Instagram bio. And I'd love to follow you back if I remember. I'm getting a lot of followers right now, so it's a little bit hard. We got Jared from Linden, Narul here from Malaysia. So that was my quest. So I started posting on my Instagram every single day. So I'll just show you my Instagram. I'm gonna add my let's see, I'm gonna add my screen here so you can see me talking over here on this side. All right, so here is my Instagram. So once again, my Instagram handle is at verydata365. And I'm going to be showing you my Instagram. So here's kind of the end. This is actually the last viz I posted of 2020, but I have different topics on this Instagram. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit bigger so you don't have to squint as much. All right. So I had different themes. So this was the best data viz of 2020, not 2021. I got a little excited, so I went ahead and put 2021. The week before that, I was looking at a Python um, data visualization library tool called Altair that helps you make data visualizations. Before that, I was looking at a resource called flowingdata.com. And before that, I was looking at an awesome place called R Data is Beautiful. So this is my Instagram. If you go on here, I have, let's see, 395 posts. So that's about 365 actual ones about data, and then some extra ones just talking about themes. So you can kind of see it visually split on my Instagram. But this was an awesome project for me, and I learned a ton. And so actually talking about um, my what I learned, I created this article. So it's published in Towards Data Science. If you guys haven't ever checked out Towards Data Science, I highly recommend it because it's like a great resource for all things data science. So if you're in the data world at all, I highly recommend going on to Towards Data Science now and again to read some articles because there's a lot of really good articles that talk about how to do data viz, how to do data science, how to do machine learning, how to just deal with data. So this is the my publication. It's called "I Studied 365 Data Visualizations in 2020: A Crazy Instagram Data Viz Experiment." So this is just highlighting what I learned over the year, the lessons I learned. But the whole reason this happened was actually because of LinkedIn. It's because of you guys. So I really appreciate you guys. Um, I applied to a pretty big conference. So the conference is called, let me pull up here, Outlier Data Viz Society. I applied to be a speaker at this conference that's coming up um, in just a couple weeks, I think. It's called Outlier, and it's from the Data Viz Society. So I applied to speak there, and I wanted to talk about all the things I learned in 2020 from this data visualization journey I was on, right? So I applied, I wrote up an abstract, I showed them my Instagram, and I said, hey, like, I would love to talk about this. Please let me know if I can talk about this. I would really love to. I think I have some interesting things to talk about. And yeah, please let me speak. And so I waited months in anticipation of hearing back from this conference to whether I got accepted or to speak, you know? And so I'm pulling up my LinkedIn post here. Sorry, my computer's being slow. So on about a week ago, I got this email saying, hi there. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to submit a talk to Outlier. We regret to inform you that your proposal has not been accepted. We received over 300 proposals to Outlier, which makes we're tremendously happy about. Makes it very hard to choose the talks. So, blah blah blah. I got rejected from to speak at this conference, and I was really bummed. And so I wrote a LinkedIn post about this actually, and I said another thing I got rejected from, and I was pretty bummed about it. But I posted on LinkedIn, and I was like, I'm gonna try to be really positive because I know that I made something that's really cool and that's really positive and that's really interesting, I think. And even though they were interested in it, I want to see who's interested in it. So I said, I'm going to post the presentation and who wants to read it? And, you know, this got viewed over 21,000 times. It got 177 likes and 74 comments. And everyone was so nice. Thank you so much to the LinkedIn community. Everyone was super kind to me. And they're like, yeah, post it, post it. Please post it. And so I was like, yes, people are interested. I want to talk about it. So then that was such a cool story about LinkedIn. I wanted to share with others about the success. So then I made this post kind of telling my story of, hey, I was rejected. And then 2 days ago, I posted on LinkedIn and everyone was super nice to me and really encouraged me. And that's the power of LinkedIn. You guys should post on LinkedIn. It's such a great community and great following. Um, and so I made this kind of promo and I announced that I'd be doing an article release yesterday, which the article came out. Once again, it's called I Studied 365 Data Visualizations in 2020. And this post kind of blew up. This got seen by almost 65,000 people, 964 likes and 133 comments. And everyone was so supportive, saying that they were going to, come to this talk or read the article. And so anyways, thank you once again. I'm so amazed and taken back by the support this has received. So then let's see. Then the article came out yesterday, right? And then we're in the live stream today. And this is the live stream going on here. So anyways, so that's kind of the story of why I'm sharing this. I'm super excited to be sharing it and the lessons I learned. So with that, while I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to start with just the article I wrote. You can check it out on Medium. You should go to my posts on LinkedIn and find the link. The link's right here in the first comment of this post. And but while I'm doing that, if you've already read the article, just go ahead and comment below, hey, I read the article and I just want to see who's read it. Over 10,000 people have read the article so far, which I'm blown away by. But if you're one of the 10,000 people who have read the article, just say I've read it in the comments while I'm pulling this up. So here's what I learned, okay? So the first thing I learned was I learned a lot about new techniques and charts. So if you've never heard about data visualization, you've definitely seen like a line chart or a bar chart. Those are pretty simple data, or pie chart maybe. That's like a pretty simple data visualization that you've probably seen before and you just thought it was a chart. That's portraying data, right? But there's actually like more innovative and creative ways to show data than just a bar chart or a pie chart. You can be really creative and come up with very unique ways. And so one of the unique ways that I saw from doing my study last year was how powerful words can be. So words, we usually see words, right? Humans see words, or I'm sorry, we usually read words. Humans read words, but sometimes we can see them. In a couple different things that the New York Times did this year, they talked about seeing words. So right here, we have a New York Times article called, it's actually the front page, and it says, US deaths near 100,000, an uncalculable loss. And this is the front page of the New York Times. And each one of these, I mean, you can barely see it, but each one of these little tiny pieces of text is a name of someone who passed away due to COVID-19. Oh, let me blow that up for you, sorry. There we go. And so you can see the impact that COVID-19's had instead of just looking at a chart. Wow, each one of these people was a person. They had lives, they had families, and they're no longer with us. And you see the whole front page of the newspaper just full of names. And these people had lives. And that was such a big impact to me. And obviously, sadly, tragically, the US is much further than 100,000 deaths now. So that's a little bit older. But this is the power that a data visualization can have, is you can display it with words. All right. The next one is actually really interesting, also from the New York Times. I really like the New York Times because they do a fantastic job of showing data. They're just really good at putting data in really interesting ways. So I don't know how many of you guys subscribe to the New York Times, but if you just Google New York Times graphics, you can get really good data visualization and really understand what's going on. So this one right here is very interesting. Once again, you see words, and I understand that it's maybe small on your screen, but you can see a bunch of words and paragraphs that are stacked in columns going across to the right. This actually represents, these are the words that Trump spoke at his rally, and the New York Times did fact checks on what he said at his rallies, and they highlighted in red what they deemed to be lies that Trump said. So you could just have a data or a pie chart and show, 33% of what Trump said was a lie, according to the New York Times. But what they did is we made it really interesting and really intriguing for you to look at and be like, wow, there's a lot of red. Like, check out this whole paragraph kind of in the middle of this page. There's like just red on red on red. And, he lied so many times. And it's just really good at portraying what's going on with the Trump rallies. So that's a really elegant way of showing data viz. I also want this to be really interactive. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask, go ahead and throw them in the comments, and I'll see them and I'll take them as we go. So if you have like any questions about like what inspired me to do this or why I did it, we can talk about those. If you have any questions about the graphs in particular, we can talk about those. Kind of a free for all. Feel free to ask me whatever. And we'll stop and I'll throw your question up in a comment. Okay, so the next one is really cool. This is a different type of data viz that I see becoming more and more popular, especially with computer technology getting bigger and bigger. This is also from the New York Times, and I call it scrollable data stories. So sometimes like data viz or graphs, they're static, there's not much going on. It's just like a picture. It's just a bar chart. It's just a pie chart. It's just a line chart. And you kind of see it and you're like, you digest it. You can have animations or movies, and those are more exciting. But this new thing that I've been seeing is scrollable data stories. And these are very interactive and fun. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this one. And this one's called How the Virus Won. A lot of good data visualization was themed on COVID this year. Obviously, like that was a big part of this year. And it's it's all about numbers. How many people have COVID, how many people have died from COVID, and it's hard to like actually understand what the numbers are. And so if you can use data visualization to digest some of those numbers, it can be really powerful. Okay, let's see if this will load. My internet has been so slow recently. I'm gonna let that load and then we'll come back to it. It's actually pretty computational heavy because it's pretty sweet what they're doing. So we'll let that load and we'll move on to the next one, which I'm actually really excited about. And it's augmented reality data viz. We might have to let that one load too, because that's a video from TikTok. I realized recently that I need to start paying for the better internet. I don't pay for the very good internet. This is from a guy named Michael DiBenigo. I'm sure I said that right. He's the head of business at Flow Immersive, which is this company that I think makes this product. You can kind of see their logo in the top left corner of this TikTok. But this is like a new way to see data visualization in augmented reality. So like where the data is actually shown like in real life. So he's showing his TikTok followers in this TikTok video. We'll see if this pulls up. Loading. Load. All right, there we go. So you see each one of these dots is one of his followers. And then watch them come to this line chart where he has the x-axis being the date, and then the y-axis being followers. And you can show how many came on each day. And it's color-coded to show how many followers he has. So I think he has 50,000 now. But you can see like kind of the data flowing in the actual picture of him, kind of explaining it. So that's pretty interesting. I've really seen a lot of, not a lot, but a lot from him on TikTok of this new technology. All right, let's see if how the virus has loaded. Like I said, very computational heavy. Doesn't look good. All right, coming back to the article. Okay, one thing I did in 2020 was I came up with my own type of data visualization. So this is my very own. This is my own work, original idea. I'm really proud of it, and it's something that I was really excited about when it happened. And it's called Twitter portraits. So you've all heard the phrase that a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? That's what they say. So I was thinking, well, what if a picture was made up of 1,000 words? How many words would that be worth? And so what I did is I basically was like, okay, I want to paint someone's picture with the words they say. And I thought, oh, Twitter is pretty much what people say. So I'm going to take someone's tweets, download them, scrape them all, and I'm going to turn that into a portrait of what they look like, where the biggest word is how often is the most frequent word they used, and then the smallest word is the word they use the least. So that's a form of NLP, which is natural language processing. It's very simple, a very simple form of it. But I was pretty excited about this to come up with this idea. So here's my Twitter portrait from my high school Twitter. Let me pull that off so you can see it better. So this is my Twitter handle in high school. I think my new one is at Avery Data. But this is my high school Twitter, and this is the portrait of me. And each one of you can't, if you squint, you know, you can kind of see that there's different words inside of this portrait that is actually doing the colorization. So at the top here, you see like my handle at Avery Smith 007. I use that a lot, probably because I refer to myself or people refer to me and I retweet them. I see the word day on the right-hand side. I see soccer on the left-hand side. I see my high school name. I see love in the middle. I see girl and school on the right. So this portrait is supposed to portray me and what I cared about when I was on Twitter. And I did some other people as well. So here is our soon-to-be former president at real Donald Trump. You see the word great in the top left-hand corner. You see the word Trump. You see the word job in the bottom. You see real Donald Trump at the bottom. Total endorsement, case probably for coronavirus. Fox News in one of his eyes. And this is what I call a Twitter portrait of Trump. Yeah, so then let's look at the other one. And these are just my favorite NBA players. Thanks, Derek. I just saw your message here. Once I need better internet, I'll let you know. It's kind of a mess right now. But here is my favorite NBA players. So you have LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, who just got traded yesterday. Heard some news on that. But you can see what they talk about. LeBron says love and man a lot, and James Harden says congrats. Kyrie Irving says vote and good. So, yep, those are the NBA players. I was really proud of this data visualization. It's really easy now. I can just like type in, well, Twitter's kind of made it harder. Twitter doesn't like me scraping all of their data, so they try to keep me out. But Twitter's a great resource to get data viz. Okay, perfect. So I think now, let's see, did this load? Okay, this loaded. All right, it's gonna be a little choppy for you guys, okay? But hopefully right now you can kind of see these red dots moving a little bit, and it's a state of the United States, or it's a graph of the United States. And you're gonna see blue lines, which represent people traveling basically from state to state. And red indicates that it's a case of COVID. And so what I do with this is I scroll down, and you see that the column on the right-hand side is gonna tell this story. So this first story is, it started small. A man near Seattle had a persistent cough. A woman in Chicago had a fever and shortness of breath. So these are the first two cases, Seattle and Chicago. Then you scroll more and the story evolves. By mid-February, there are only 15 known COVID cases. So there's the 15 known COVID cases, all with direct links back to China. President Trump didn't really care. Here are the 15 different plots. On the left-hand side, it has the graph, all separate. There was already 2,000 infections that were hidden and spread in through the cities. So you'll see that those are the 2,000 hidden in infections. And so you see the story that it's telling with text and with the picture. And as you scroll down, you can kind of go at your own pace here. We trace the spread. And so now it's going to change the graph here, a little choppy, how the virus got in. So this is showing, and you can see why this is so computational heavy. You got a lot of graphs going on that are changing really often. So look at this data is now flowing. If you can't tell, it's moving. I understand that with my crappy internet and the nature of how big this data is, this might be hard to see. Let me see if I can find one more that I like. So I just scrolled down a little bit. And now you can kind of see it exploding out of New York. Those data points are moving from New York to other places. And anyways, if you haven't seen it, I would really highly recommend it. You should check out the resource, the link on your own computer when you're not streaming and not with crappy internet. It's called How the Virus Won by the New York Times. Okay, I'll move to my next point, which I'm excited about. If you care about data viz and you want to learn more, this might be a great place to be, is the great resources to study. So I studied, I visited these websites often. I already talked about Towards Data Science, which is where I ended up publishing this article. that will show you tutorials about how to make data viz in a programmatic way. Flowing data is a great place where you can like see all the best examples on the internet. The subreddit r data is beautiful is incredible, and there's like really awesome data stories that are told there and that are like from the people. It's really interesting, very like open source and organic. I really like it. Nightingale is a publication that the Data Viz Society makes, where it's a little bit more in depth. If you like infographics and you're into graphic design, coolinfographics.com is like a really good resource to check out. And I know Alan earlier was on here and said that he was learning Tableau. One of the best ways to like learn what Tableau's capabilities are is actually on the Tableau public gallery down here, which is like a great place to go look at Tableau and understand what it can do. Some of the best people at Data Viz in the world are the New York Times graphic team, which I already talked about recently. They're really good, like very skilled, the best in the world at making data viz, in my opinion. Information is beautiful. That's another guy. He makes really awesome data viz. He's really good, knows what he's doing. Charter is this really cool company that shows like relatable data viz once a week, where it's like very interesting stories. The Financial Times and 538 are two other publications that I really like, that are super good at doing data viz. Okay, another thing that I discovered was data art. So you usually think about data as like a very technical term, right? It's like hardcore, it's like numbers, like you're the number guy if you know how to do data, right? But actually it can be very beautiful and it can be very artistic and creative. And so one of my coolest things that I found this year is called stocks art. And it's actually, this is an image of stocks art. And it's very, very creative. It's kind of hard to notice, but if you look at this skyline right here, you'll notice that it kind of has like some weird jagged, like it's like this mountainous thing, you know, this red mountainous thing. And you're like, what is that? Wait, let me zoom back in on that. Sorry, take this off. That's actually the stock price of Tesla. So in the upper left-hand corner here, it says Tesla. And so this is the stock price of Tesla. That was the dip. And then this is the absolute rocket that it's gone through recently. And like the cityscape right here, these are like the gains and the drawdowns or something like that. I don't know stocks all that well, so I can't really remember what the cityscape represents. But it's pretty cool that this landscape is actually data. It was generated by data. So you guys should definitely check out stocks art. It's very cool that they take like a data, you know, graph and make it into art. They have these for sale. That, I mean, I want to buy one, to be honest. Okay, here's an interesting one from a fellow Instagrammer, Nick Rogo. And this looks like abstract art, kind of, right? But this is actually, and I don't fully remember how it works, but yeah, it is cool, Derek. It is super cool. I love data art. This right here like looks super abstract. This is actually one of Bach's masterpieces. He took like all the notes and like the frequency of the note and what note it was, and that's where you get this really pretty graph. So it's really cool that he took like, you know, math, it's music, right? But he turned it into something you could visualize, so you don't like hear Bach's masterpiece, but you like see it visually and like digest it that way. I think that's very neat. So that's one of the things I learned in 2020 is data art. And I actually had the chance to even make my own. This is my own abstract piece here. And what this is, I mean, it looks kind of crazy, huh? This is actually if you took, I love basketball, I love the NBA. And so this graph is if you took an NBA player and you said, hey, before you play, I'm going to have you step in this ink so I can track every single footprint you take as a player. This is what it would look like. So I have two players. I have Hassan Whiteside and Kristaps Porzingis. One is red and one is blue. And this is showing if they basically stepped in ink the whole game, what it would look like at the end of the game. If they stepped in paint, one blue, one red, this is what it would look like. And so this is my own original piece. I really like it. I think it's like, if you get like a really cool player, like on a really cool game, I think this is a really cool piece of memorabilia that I really enjoy. I enjoyed making too. Okay, I'm going to skip the Tufte section here. If you've never heard of Edward Tufte, he is the data visualization king. He's very good at data visualization, and he has some awesome books explaining the process. I definitely highly recommend learning about that. Two of my favorite things are sparklines, which is these like small little charts right here that don't really have any like thing other than the data. Roshan Khan, who I had on the other day, kind of made a similar thing where it's like small repeated, very like minimal graphs that I think look really good. This is for search terms in 2020. So the higher the peak, the more it was Googled. So Kobe Bryant was heavily Googled in February, and Joe Biden was heavily Googled in November. TikTok heavily Googled throughout the year. Unemployment kind of zoomed up once coronavirus broke out. And you can see coronavirus's peak there as well. Going back to that last one, Derek asked a question. Where did you get the data for the footprints on that one? That's a really good question, Derek. Through a very, very difficult place. The NBA actually has like 18 cameras in every single arena that tracks every single thing that's going on. So they have all this data, the NBA does, but it's hard to get it. I have the exact data source that I got it, but the last time I checked, it got taken down. So I don't think it's really possible to get anymore, but I'm going to check again recently or soon to make sure. I'm going to check on that. I don't know if it's got taken down or not. Oh yeah, Rashawn, booyah, shout out. Yep, Rashawn's graph there. Already talked about it. And I said I was going to skip this, but I'm going through it anyway. So another thing I learned was small multiples. This is another thing that Tufte teaches. And that is the idea that graphs are often more interesting when combined with other graphs that makes it easy to compare. So here's one from Owen Phillips, who's an MBA stats graph guy I really like to follow. Let me get, yeah. And he has every single NBA team here is a little box, and their most 25 common shots is represented by a little hexagon. So the Atlanta Hawks like to shoot it from this corner and this corner, the left corner and the right corner, a lot in the paint and a lot at the top of the key. And so a lot of them kind of look similar because that's how the NBA looks now. But like, for instance, let me find one that looks a little bit different. I'm looking for let's see. Okay, the Spurs, for instance. The Spurs are in that bottom third in from the left, and they kind of have these 2-pointers they like to take at the top of the key. That's like a Spurs thing. They really like that range. So you can like combine multiple graphs together and get a better picture. This one's from a graphic designer from, I think, Germany. Her name's Claire. We're friends on Instagram. I met her on Instagram. And each one of these is a person that she saw in the subway in Germany. And each one of these, like you see that there's a mouth, there's an eye, there's a nose. And each one of those represents how each person in the subway was wearing their mask. If they were wearing the mask, I think that, well, if they weren't wearing a mask, that's a mouth because you could see their mouth. If they were wearing a mask, but they had like their nose, they didn't have it like covered their nose, right, the proper way, then she'd show with a nose. If you could only see their eyes, that was an eye. So she was basically showing the percentage of people wearing their mask correctly, but she did it in like a really fun abstract art way. So I think that's very enjoyable. I'm gonna skip the turtles for now. I met some really cool people. I really like Kyle Pastor. His name is Data Stuff Plus on Instagram, and I really enjoy his Instagram. Very good. Has lots of interesting stuff that he posts from other people. He really helps a lot of people on Instagram. Next one's Aaron Penn. He makes generative art, so it's like abstract art that's made strictly from like programming. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with data, but it's like really cool. I just bought a piece. Actually, here, give me a second. Let me show you the piece I bought. I haven't had the chance to frame it yet, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Let's see. That is the piece I just bought from Aaron Penn. I think it's really cool. Lots of cool colors, lots of cool designs. I'm gonna throw a frame around that. All of his proceeds are going to charity, so that was like 45 bucks, and I wanted to support him and I wanted to support charity, so I bought it. The next one is Kate Strachny. She is like, if you haven't seen her on LinkedIn and you care about data, definitely give her a follow. She has a conference coming up, and I think like 2 weeks called Datacated. Definitely sign up for that. Highly recommend her and yeah, her conference as well. And then I got into books. I got into a lot of data visualization books. So if you have a chance and you want to, read about data visualization, definitely check out my recommendations here. I won't go into each one of them, but I kind of give a description in the article. So if you want a book about data visualization, I recommend some of these. Let's see. The one that I would recommend the most if you're getting started is actually storytelling with data. That's like how to, and like it kind of explains a bunch of stuff. It's kind of a really good introduction book. And I'm actually, here, let me grab it. I have mine right here on my bookshelf. So I'm actually, here's the book that I recommend, Storytelling with Data. It's by Cole Knaflic. She used to work for Google. So here's my copy, actually, right here. So I have like, I have like a bunch of notes written in these things, man. Like I marked these all up all over the place. So here's my copy, and I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway. I want to give this one away because I have a second copy, totally brand new, haven't written anything in it, unused. I already have my copy, so now I want to give away this copy. So, oh wait, you guys couldn't see. I'm so sorry. That is so funny. All right, here's my copy. I want to give away this copy right here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me re-show you the abstract art. That's the abstract art there. Super embarrassing that I just did that, but you know what? You live and you learn. So, anyways, I want to do a giveaway for that that book. I want to give it away to one of you guys. I don't know when I'm going to do the giveaway yet. But it's going to happen soon. So be on the lookout for my Instagram, or maybe my Instagram, but probably on my LinkedIn is where I'll be giving that one away. Okay, now let's go back to this. All right, so check out the books in the article if you haven't seen it yet. The last thing is I did some hot takes, some rapid fire stuff here, some really cool links here. I talked about what role data visualization played in COVID-19, especially this John Hopkins dashboard. I mean, I think this is going to go in the history books as one of the biggest times that data visualization's ever been used is for the John Hopkins dashboard. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I was, especially when COVID started, I was checking this thing every day, seeing, what states have COVID, what countries have COVID, trying to understand what was going on with like the world, and try to keep track of it all. So it's still loading. Hopefully you've seen this before. If not, just Google John Hopkins COVID dashboard. It looks like, I know I have a picture on my Instagram. It looks very similar to this right here. Has a graph, total cases, some other graphs. Let's see if it loaded. Nope. Okay. I had a hot take that I actually think that the best data visualization of all time maybe is a Pokemon card. If you ever like had Pokemon cards, say I love Pokemon in the comments or something like that. I want to see you. I liked Pokemon, and I think the best data visualization, okay, maybe not the best ever, one of the best is a Pokemon card. I talked about some bad data visualization. I talked about how people love maps, people love animations. If you haven't seen this visualization of what everyone in each state Googled every month on Reddit. Let me see if this one will pop up. Once again, I have bad internet, so we'll see if it loads. Nice. Pokemon Go. Derek's like, I've played Pokemon Go. Anyway, so while that's loading, that's what I learned. I'm actually really proud of this image right here. So this is like not a stock image. This is my image, and it's actually all 300 and what was it, 95 different posts that I put up on my Instagram last year. So I used a tool. I had to download them all. I had to go Instagram and ask for my data, download all of the pictures for every single post that I had, and then I put them in something called an image quilt, which is from Edward Tufte. I can talk about that if my internet ever works, but this is called an image quilt. And I think it turned out really cool. It just looks like you can see like a lot of data viz going on. Okay, let's see if this video will play. And then I saw a fun comment from Aryan about the Harden trade that I'll talk about. Okay, so this graph, let me see if I can make this big. Can I make this big? Hold on. If you guys haven't seen this or if it's choppy, you need to go check it out on your own page. This is showing every single day what the most popular search term was on Google from 2018 to sometime in 2020. So you can see a lot of 2018, Fortnite was really prevalent all over the United States. Everyone loved Fortnite. You saw some flashes. Okay, Logan Paul. Something must have happened in the news with Logan Paul. Okay, Mac Miller. Okay, no, back to Fortnite. Baby Shark. Baby Shark's going on. Bill Cosby. Okay, Baby Shark's going on. Okay, The Haunting of Hill House must have just come out. Baby Shark. Red Dead Redemption 2. Stan Lee. Back to Baby Shark. Back to Fortnite. This tells like such a fun story of like what's happening in America. You're seeing the battle of Baby Shark versus Fortnite. R. Kelly, Seven Rings must have just come out by Ariana Grande. Okay, now we're in Billie Eilish must have an album. Now we're in 2019. Jesse Smollett gets like attacked or whatever. Captain Marvel must have come out in movie theaters. Billie Eilish releases an album. Nipsey Hussle dies. Old Town Road comes out. You can kind of see this is the story of America. Oh, there's Avengers. Okay, there's Game of Thrones. Old Town Road's coming out, the song. Okay, Chernobyl is, you can watch that. Billie Eilish back. Okay, Toy Story 4 comes out. Billie Eilish, Stranger Things. Okay, Billie Eilish. El Paso shooting in Texas and New Mexico. That's like a very like local thing, right? Kevin Hart, iPhone 11 comes out. Area 51 raid. Do you guys remember that? That was crazy. Joker comes out. So you can kind of see the story that this data viz is telling. It's like the history of the United States in like a really fun, interactive way that you guys can relate. Baby Yoda is a thing. Mandalorian, everyone's trying to find Mandalorian. Prince Harry, that must be when they moved. The impeachment in January. Jojo Rabbit comes out. Weeknd releases an album. Bernie Sanders, people are stoked. Okay, now COVID. Everyone's searching COVID. Lockdown. Now Tiger King. The wave of Tiger King, back to COVID. Okay, the weekend, people are interested. Elon Musk, this is when Tesla's stocks going up, 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 up. SpaceX, George Floyd's. Now we have, Black Lives Matter coming into the picture. Bubba Wallace must have won a race. People are interested in pandemic, COVID, Black Lives Matter, and the weekend. And that is the end of this data viz. All right, so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I didn't make that. I found that one on Reddit. I thought that one's very indicative of like just what the power of data viz can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to questions. So please go ahead and throw comments in the chat down there. I'm gonna throw this ticker up that says comment any last minute questions. I'll stay on for like, I don't know, however long we have questions, and let's talk. So please put it below, put a question, or if you have feedback for the live session, what you want to actually get more of. I don't have a next live session planned. So like, if you guys want something like a topic, put it in the live session or put it in the comments and I'll try to make it happen. Okay, Arian's like, LOL, a little off topic, but how do you feel about the Harden trade? So for those who don't know, I already talked about it. I love the NBA. In Houston, we have an NBA team, the Houston Rockets. And we've been really good or pretty good for the last like 6 years. And our best player is James Harden. He's been the leading scorer in the league for, 5 years or something like that. He's been awesome for us. And we've come close to winning the championship, but we've never won it in the last little bit. And yesterday, they traded him because he didn't want to be with the team anymore. And they traded him to the Nets. So now the Brooklyn Nets have 3 of the best players in the NBA. And how do I feel about it? I'm not from Houston originally, so it's not like I'm a diehard fan. Although I do cheer for the Rockets. I mean, he didn't want to be here, so like, why keep him here if he doesn't want to be here, right? That's how it is. And I'm excited to see what the Nets are. Hopefully they're good. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. All right, let's see. Any other questions? Pulling it up here. Guys, ask me anything. I'm going to be on here for at least like 15 minutes, so ask me anything you want. Now's your time. Also, if anyone wants to ask me like not in the comments and wants to come on and be on video with me, I'm not opposed to that either. I'll take anyone up on that if you want to hop on this live stream real fast, and you totally can, and ask me in real life. That's fine with me, or in real life after 2020. Okay, let's see. Michael, my man Michael. Have you used visualization to solve business problems? Yes, definitely. Data visualization is key for, I think, any position in any company, because it's taking data and making it digestible for other people. So I actually used to work for a company where we made biosensors, and these biosensors can basically sniff the air. And I would use data visualization all the time to illustrate points, because these biosensors were used to like smell drugs or smell bombs. And so sometimes we put them on transportation, like buses or something like that, and we drive around the city and try to smell for bombs. And so I'd make actually really cool animated data visualizations that would actually show the bus going around the city. You'd have a dot that would move around the city as the bus moved around, and it would leave like a trace, and that trace represented like the risk level. So like a low risk was blue and a high risk was red. And so we'd like make this like animated video of a bus going around a city, and we could like show if there was any like high risk areas at that particular time. So that was one way that we solved a business problem. Another one is, I've been part of a like, you can think of it as we were trying to make a tough decision, and we actually took like a bunch of surveys and did like a bunch of tests and rated a bunch of things. We were trying to compare two different situations, and I ended up making a really cool graph that kind of like shows like everyone's opinion, where they thought, and like if that could help shape the decision we made. So those are two examples, Michael, of how data visualization can solve a business problem. I think it's a really nice, super easy, simple way to solve business problems, because no one likes a table. Tables are too hard to read. They're exhausting. They're a lot of work. They don't actually show, like, they're not easy for a human to digest. So don't use a table. Instead, try to make a data visualization. Great question, though, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Thanks for asking a question. I appreciate it. All right. Any other questions? You guys can ask me anything you want, even if it's about the NBA. Trying to pull up. Let me pull up on my phone. All right. Doesn't seem like too many more questions. I'll stay on for just like, I'll stay here as long as there's questions. But if there's no questions, I mean, it is Thursday night, which means tomorrow's Friday, which, I mean, I'm excited about. I don't know about you guys, but I'm stoked on that. So, I mean, get an early start to your weekend, maybe. Just pulling this up here. Let's see. Okay. Well, I think, oh, we have one from Derek. Sorry. Derek said, how do you think the move towards more remote business dealings will affect the ability to present data viz in an impactful way? Her or help? Probably say the same. I think a lot of graphs were already emailed before. Maybe we'll all get that augmented reality, though. That would be tight, and we can show people data viz in augmented reality. I think that would be really cool. So I would like that a lot. So I think it'll probably be the same. I think tools are getting better. And hey, that leads into our next question from Vadika. Which tool or programming language do you usually use for data viz? Okay, I think we have 14 people on the live stream right now. I'm going to tell you a secret, okay? Guys, use Flourish. This isn't sponsored by Flourish, but it should be. Use Flourish. I'll show you Flourish right now. It's free. It's on the web. And it's really good and really easy, especially if you don't know how to program. So I use Python a lot for data visualization. I use JavaScript for data visualization, but I also use Power BI. I'm a Power BI guy. I'm not a Tableau guy. I recognize Tableau is good, but Power BI is cheaper. So I use those. I use R as well, but if you don't program, I mean, you definitely want to check out Flourish. So flourish.studio. Guys, for whoever's on this call, this is a steal right here. I shouldn't be telling you my secret weapons, okay? I'm gonna, while that loads, oh, it looks like it's already loaded. Mark said, just getting to the tail end of the presentation. Sorry to be late. Tied up in another meeting. Wow, Mark, you're busy. Hopefully you're not working too late. Maybe you're Pacific time or something like that. But yes, this will be recorded. This will be on my my YouTube first off, and it'll also be on my LinkedIn in my post section. So if you come back to this link after this is done, it is recorded and available. All right, so back to Vadika. Yeah, I use Python, R, JavaScript. My preferred is Python. But guys, check this out, flourish.studio. Like I said, if you're watching this video, if you're one of the 15 people that is on right now, I am telling you a secret to get good at data visualization is Flourish. It is free. Let me see. Oh, wait, where is the gallery? Examples right here. Okay, you guys ever seen bar chart races? Look at this. See this bar chart race right here? It's showing you the urban population by country across time. In the lower, oh wait, let me move this off. Right here. This is a bar chart. So you can kind of see like here comes Brazil and like look at China go. It's beating the US by a lot. They're having a lot of people. And there comes Pakistan and oh, here comes Indonesia. And this is really cool. You can make these in Flourish so easy, like super easily, drag and drop, like very easy to make data visualizations this way. You can make like these really cool Sankey diagrams. Let me pull up this one. So like these are really cool. You can see like they have tooltips that like really like let you like see like a specific part. And you can like have multiple, like it's almost like a PowerPoint too that like walks you through like this journey. And this is free and you just like click and drag stuff. So that is a secret tool that I just gave you guys. Hope you like it. Yeah, ggplot's good, Derek. For R, for Python, I use Plotly, I use Dash, I use Seaborn mostly. For JavaScript, I use D3. D3 is what the Scrollable Stories is made in, and it's the best data visualization programming language out there. 1,000%, 1,000%, 1,000%. But it's so hard to use. Like if you are not a good programmer, and I am not that great of a programmer, it's so hard to use. So, all right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night. So I really thank all of you guys for being here. I know this was late, and I know it's on a weekday night, and I know you guys have other stuff going on. And I'm so thankful that I had my LinkedIn community said they wanted to hear my presentation, even though I got rejected. That really meant a lot to me. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate, Derek, thanks for all your comments. I really appreciate it. Tenku, loved you being here early morning in Singapore. Michael, really good comments. Appreciate it. Everyone else, thanks for being here. I know we had a lot of people. Really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know if you want to send me a message or type in the comments below what my next live stream should be on. I'd love to do something that you guys want to hear about. But until next time, guys, which will probably be sometime next week, I'm going to call it a night and spend some time with the family. So hope you guys do the same and hope you guys have a good Friday and a blessed weekend. Catch you guys later.